20 years, 2 decades of being the undisputed alpha franchise cornerstone. The player every decision revolves around, and then, the first time ever, that changes. Not because of a sudden decline, not because of a catastrophic injury, but because the NBA is a business where Father Time eventually catches up with everyone, even legend. Welcome to Lakers News Fan Report, your home for breaking updates, in-depth analysis, and everything you need to stay connected with our beloved Los Angeles Lakers. I'm bringing you something today that's going to spark conversation across Lakers Nation, something that represents a seismic shift in how we think about this franchise present. Let me take you back to February. The basketball world stopped. Social media exploded. Trade alerts crashed phones of the country. The Los Angeles Lakers executed one of the most shocking transactions in modern NBA history, sending Anthony Davis to Dallas in exchange for Luka Doncic. Nobody saw it coming. Analysts stunned. Fans were polarized. The debate raged for weeks whether the Lakers had made a genius move or a catastrophic mistake. But here we are, and the results on the court are speaking loudly. The Lakers are currently sitting at 15 wins and 4 losses. Let that sink in. This is a team that's not just competing. They're dominating. Chemistry is clicking. The offensive system is humming. The defense has found an identity. And at the center of it all is Luka Doncic, 26 years old, putting up MVP-caliber numbers every single night, looking every bit like the generational talent we always knew he was, now wearing purple and gold. The Crypto.com arena crowd is witnessing something special every time he steps on that court. But there's another storyline developing parallel to our success, and it's one that's creating conversation in every corner of Lakers. Early in this season, the team was flying high during specific stretches. The ball movement was crisp, the defensive rotations were sharp, the energy was electric, and during some of those moments, one of our biggest names wasn't on the floor. Not because of injury initially, because of bench, but because of load management and strategic rest. That absence didn't result in loss. In fact, the team continued to thrive, which raised a question that nobody wanted to ask out loud. Where exactly does a certain future Hall of Famer fit into this new era of Lakers basketball? I'm talking about LeBron James, King, a player who's meant everything to this franchise for recent years, who brought us a championship, who's been the face of Lakers basketball in this generation. At 41 years old, LeBron is still producing at a level that would make most players half his age jealous. Stephen A. Smith, who's had his share of contentious moments with LeBron over the even stated on show that despite dealing with sciatica issues, LeBron could come back and average over 20 points per game. That's not speculation, it's recognition of the reality that even at this age, a man can still play basketball elite. But here's where the conversation gets complicated. This is where I need every Lakers fan watching to really. Smith made another comment that's reverberating through the basketball. He suggested that if the Lakers had a choice, front office sitting 3 to 5 years of this franchise, they would consider moving LeBron. Not because his game has fallen off a cliff, not because he can't contribute, purely because of his age and because we now have Luka Doncic, future of this organization. Smith's exact words were telling. Because of his age and the fact you've got Luka. He continued, Luka's 26, and you want some young cats, not someone who's 41 and on his way in the next year too. That's what that's about. It's not because of LeBron's game, because of his age. Those words carry significant when you really break them down. This isn't about diminishing what LeBron has accomplished. This is about the harsh reality of professional sports where organizations have to make decisions based on both present performance and future trajectory. Let's talk about what's actually happening on the court, because that context matters tremendous. Austin Reaves has emerged as one of the season's biggest surprises. The kid has taken a massive leap forward. Scoring efficiency has improved. His playmaking has become more sophisticated. His confidence radiating through every possession. When you pair Reaves' breakout with Luka's brilliance, you're looking at a backcourt that can compete with anyone in the Western Conference. The offensive firepower is legitimate. The chemistry between Luka and Reaves is developing into something special, the kind of connection that takes seasons to build, but appears to be accelerating rapidly. LeBron has shown he can coexist with this dynamic. He's adapted his game over 2 decades to fit countless different situations and teammates. When he's been on the floor with Doncic and Reeves, there have been stretches of absolutely beautiful basket. His basketball IQ allows him to find ways to contribute even when he's not the primary option. His passing remains elite. His ability to read defenses and make the right play is still among the best in the league. So from a pure basketball perspective, there's an argument that keeping LeBron, maximizing his window sense. But organizations don't just think about, they think about next season after that and the season after that. When you have a 26-year-old superstar in Luka Doncic, you're building around him for the next decade. Every roster decision, every financial commitment, every strategic move has to be made with that long-term vision in mind. That's where the LeBron situation becomes genuinely complex. The sciatica issues are real. The left leg problem caused him to sit out against New Orleans are real. The expectation is that throughout this season and potentially beyond, load management will be a regular part of LeBron's schedule. That's not a criticism. That's just the reality of maintaining a 41-year-old body through an 82-game season. I want to address something directly to Lakers Nation right now. This conversation doesn't diminish what LeBron James has meant to franchise. Championship he brought us will be celebrated forever. The moments he's given us are etched in Lakers history. The professionalism, the work ethic, the leadership he's displayed are all part of his life. But we also have to be realistic about where we are as an organization. We made a massive bet bringing in Luka Doncic. That trade of Anthony Davis was seismic. It changed our entire trajectory, and now we're sitting at 15-4, watching superstar in his prime dominate games. We have to ask, what's forward? There are multiple scenarios playing, and I want to walk through each of them with you. Scenario 1, LeBron finishes this season with the Lakers, potentially retires here, rides off into the sunset as a Laker legend. There's poetry and there's honor in it. It would allow him to leave on his own terms while giving Luka and this young core full control of the franchise moving forward. Scenario 2, the Lakers explore trade possibilities, looking to maximize LeBron's remaining value while acquiring assets that complement Luka's timeline. That's a cold business decision, but it's one that championship organizations sometimes have to make. Scenario 3, LeBron accepts a reduced role, plays out his contract as a valuable veteran presence, and helps mentor this next generation of Lakers basketball. That requires ego support and sacrifice, but LeBron's shown throughout his willing to adapt. The 15-4 record crucial. This team can win right now. We're not building. We're not in a transitional phase. We're competing for a championship this season. Luka is playing at an MVP level. The supporting cast is stepping up. The coaching staff's implemented a system that's working, but sustainability matters. The goal isn't just to compete this year. It's to compete for the next 5, 6, 7 years. That's the window Luka gives. That's the opportunity we have to build a dynasty rather than just chase one more ring. Let me be crystal clear about my perspective here. I'm optimistic about the Lakers' future regardless of how this LeBron situation resolves. If he stays and contributes to another championship run, incredible. If the organization decides to move in a different direction and LeBron finds success elsewhere or retires, I'll celebrate what he brought to this franchise. What excites me most is that we have Luka Doncic. We have Austin Reeves developing into a legitimate star. We have a core that's young, talented, and hungry. The foundation is strong. The Anthony Davis trade, as shocking as it was, looks increasingly brilliant with each passing game. We gave up a dominant big man, but we acquired a player who can be the face of the franchise for the next decade. Luka's ability to control games, to make everyone around him better, to deliver in clutch moments. These are the traits that define championship-caliber super. The fact that he's only 26 means his peak years are still ahead of him. That should excite every Lakers fan watching. Here's what I'm monitoring closely as this season progresses. How does LeBron's health hold up? The sciatica is a serious issue that doesn't typically improve with age. How many games does he miss due to load management? How does his production look in the games he does play? And most importantly, how does the team perform in those games he sits out? If we continue winning at a high level during his absence, that's data the front office absolutely consider when making terms. I also want to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Luka Doncic is the face of this franchise. That's not speculation. It's not opinion. It's reality. Whether LeBron stays, gets traded, or retires, that fundamental truth doesn't change. The organization's future is built around Luka. Marketing campaigns will feature Luka. Free agents will be recruited to play with Luka. Draft picks will be made to complement Luka. That's what it means to have a franchise player in his prime. And for Lakers fans, that should be exciting because we've seen what he's capable of doing on the biggest stage. The business side of basketball is often uncomfortable to discuss. We form emotional connections, celebrate, defend them against critics. But organizations have to think different. They have to balance sentiment with strategy, loyalty with opportunity, present success with future sustainability. The conversation about LeBron's future Lakers exists at that intersection. It's not personal, it's professional. It's not about disrespect, it's about roster construction champion. Stephen A. Smith's comments have sparked this, but the conversation was already happening in more subtle ways. You could feel it in how the team operates. You could sense it in lineup. You could detect it in how the organization building for the future. Smith just brought it to the forefront, forcing all of us in front of reality we maybe weren't ready to open. For the first time in LeBron's 20-year career, he's not the unquestioned centerpiece. That's a massive shift, and it has implications for everyone involved. Lakers Nation, I need to hear from you on this one because this is one of those franchise-defining moments where fan perspective actually matters. How do you feel about the possibility of the Lakers moving on from LeBron James? Do you think he deserves to finish his career here regardless of the basketball implications? Or do you believe the organization should prioritize building around Luka and make whatever decisions support that goal? Are you comfortable with the idea of LeBron in another uniform? Or would that feel like betrayal of everything he's meant? I genuinely want to know where Lakers stand because this community's voice is powerful, and these conversations shape how we process these massive decisions. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's have a real discussion about it. When I step back and look at the complete picture, here's what the Lakers are in an enviable position despite the complexity of the LeBron situation. We have a 26-year-old superstar putting up MVP numbers. We have an emerging star in Austin Reeves. We have a 15-4 record that puts us among the elite teams in the Western Conference. We have financial flexibility and draft assets to continue improving the roster. The foundation for sustained success is absolutely there. The LeBron question is about timing and transition, not about capability or competitive. However this resolves, the Lakers will be positioned to compete for champion. That's why I want every Lakers to remember or continue. Organizations make decisions, players make decisions, and sometimes those decisions are difficult and uncomfortable. But the Lakers logo on the jersey means more than any individual player, even one as iconic as LeBron James. The purple and gold will continue. Championship pursuit. The expectation continue. We're entering a new era of Lakers basketball, and while transitions are never easy, they're necessary for sustained success at the highest level. Subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report right now if you haven't already, because this story is just beginning. Hit that notification bell because as this situation develops, I'll be here breaking down every angle, analyzing every decision, and keeping you connected to what's happening with our Lakers. This is going to be one of the biggest storylines in basketball over the coming weeks and months. You want to be informed, connected, and ready for whatever comes next. Give this video a thumbs up, appreciate the honest, straightforward analysis, and share it with fellow Lakers fans who need to be part of this conversation. Comment below with your perspective, and let's build a community dialogue about the future of our franchise. I'll see you in the next video with more Lakers news, more analysis, and more of the insider perspective you've come to expect. Lakers Nation, let's keep the faith and trust the process. We're building something special here, and the best is yet to come.